soon to come is a custom-made drive shaft and a complete tubular rear end. What's up, guys? Back in the backyard again, here to show you another video. So it's a nice calm day working on this drift build, you know, this nice drift Z, you know, and of course I start to smell some E85. So those of you may know, the previous owner had an enemy, clearly, and his enemy is my enemy now, because no matter what I do, I cannot keep E85 contained in this damn thing. I've used so many brands. I've even just said forget it, let's just try a bunch of new things, but no, nothing stops E85. So today I'm gonna show you a little something that we got to fix this problem completely. Here we are back in the garage with our fix for this gas tank. You can already tell, probably by the title of the video and also just how big the box is, but this is a fuel cell. So let's see, look at this thing. A blue fuel cell. Why is it blue? Silver was out of stock, and actually blue is actually a little bit cheaper. So let's go ahead and take this out of the box and show you guys. All right, gonna use this engine as a table here, and this is it. This is a 17-gallon fuel cell that sadly we need to chop up and mark and make bigger. I think by the time we're done, it'll probably be like a 19-gallon fuel cell when we're done. But yep, this is the fuel cell. So a lot of the provisions are basically in the right spots for me. If you guys know, the gas tank, or the filler neck on the 944 is on the right. So this is perfect. This is the filler neck here. We can just make an adapter. We'll probably, I don't know, weld a AN button or something on here, I don't know. But it's actually looking pretty cool in there. And this thing's actually pretty big. Of course, aluminum, nice TIG welds. Doesn't look too bad. Doesn't look too bad. And it also comes with a fuel level sensor. So it's cool. 3 connections here. One of them we're basically gonna use for like a vent. The other ones are just, yeah, for show. So we're probably just gonna cap those off permanently. Other than that, this is it. There's no other provisions on the outside. It kind of expects you to send fuel in and out of here, but we're not doing that. So just like you guys saw earlier on the fuel tank, stock fuel tank, we have one out hose line here, and then on the other side there's like a return, so you guys can see that one. So, and they're basically towards the passenger side of the vehicle, so we're gonna have to take that fuel cell and make like another one of like these here, and we're gonna face them out this way, because I don't know why the hell Porsche sent it out this way. We're gonna face it out this way to go this way all the way to our fuel filter and dual fuel pumps in there. I don't know if I might keep those fuel pumps, but being that I have them, I'm going to use them for now. But now that I have a fuel cell, I can actually move to an in-tank fuel pump, which is also pretty cool. So I'll see what I work with. I'll see. So back to the inside now. I don't think I said it, but I believe this is a 20-gallon fuel tank in here, and it basically stretches the span from here and here just a little bit, and it has like an arch to basically go over the transmission. So I don't know what kind of space we're gonna have once I take out everything, but that's the goal. We kind of have to take out everything to figure it out. Sucks part is I'm gonna have to drop the transmission again, which kind of sucks, but to get this car on the road, I'm not trying to go up and down the block twice and run out of E85. A fuel cell is definitely needed before we start to drive this car, sadly. Yeah, I guess enough with the chit chat. Let's just get started. Alright, so it looks like one strap here goes all the way to the beam over here. I'm gonna have to remove my fuel pump setup, but it doesn't matter. This car probably won't be powered for another month or so while we're doing this upgrade. And it looks like there's another strap here, but dust in my face. And vice versa here. You know, these are just being held in by straps. So removing this shouldn't be too hard. Just gotta remove that line and get to that area up there. But other than that, it's looking pretty easy. Right, so this is a 21.1 gallon fuel tank. Didn't believe it before, but now that it's actually out of the car, yeah, I can actually believe it now. And this is a 17 gallon fuel cell. So just by like size comparison, it's not that far off. This was definitely longer and taller, simply because it has that extension down there and like a little hump to get over the transmission. Trying to see, because the way this transaxle shaped is way different than how this one is shaped over here. So being that this is a little bit skinny, I may be able to push this up above the where the original cell was, a little bit higher, just so I don't have to cut out a hump. But if I do, it's whatever. All right, so we got this cell flipped around here, well, tank flipped around here. And to show you this section, this little section right here, we need to replicate and put it on here. That would effectively turn this 17 gallon fuel cell into probably like a 19. So we're not gonna lose that much. Honestly, when you're racing anyway, more fuel is good, but a little bit too much is a little bit too much weight. So I want to try and keep this thing light just a little bit. Yeah, so by doing that, we're going to move these fittings, or most likely just leave these fittings here, just add new fittings to the new hump that we add at the bottom, and basically put a fuel and feed and drain there, well, feed and return there. That's gonna, you know, basically help us get all of the fuel out of here. As you floor it, all the gasoline will want to flush to the rear anyway. So other than that, you can see the filler neck is in the right spot, both on here and here, so that's not too bad. We don't need to transfer over our fuel level sensor because this already comes with one, which is really cool. And yeah, I guess the next thing to do is like throw it up in the car and see how we're gonna mount this thing. Probably gonna throw a couple tabs, a couple brackets. We have a bar that goes across, so we're gonna figure something out here. Right, so further assessing the fuel cell, it's looking like a nice place it's gonna be. Honestly, I kind of like this area. It's very, very, very nice. So like I said, it's gonna be a little bit farther back, where we're going to have all the weight. Well, most of the fuel cell is going to be further back, so we're gonna have to cut out this just so we can get it in all the way properly. But I know with it being behind this rail, I know we're gonna clear everything below it, so that is actually, oops, so that's actually a good thing. It might be a little tight on top of the transmission in terms of the shifter linkages and stuff, but I'm pretty sure I'll be able to move it up high enough so we won't have those issues. In terms of this plate, we're probably gonna have to make a brand new one. I honestly don't even think this is metal anyway. I think it's some kind of fiberglass or something. I don't know, some kind of other material. This doesn't, unless it's really thin sheet of aluminum or something, I don't know. But we're definitely gonna have to modify all of the existing holes that's here already. We might end up making a whole new floor, maybe, I don't know, carbon fiber plate or something, but we'll see. We'll see. Well, let's see how. Let's go ahead and chop this out, and then we could continue to move forward. Wow, I am just skyrocketing the value of my Porsche right now. And before you say this is something structural, it's not. That's literally a thin piece of steel, literally just to hold stuff on top. It's really not, just to complete the trunk, that's it. Right, so now that we had this thing cut up, basically have like a nice tiny lip on this thing just to keep it, you know, from bowing and whatnot. Now we can throw up the fuel cell back up on this thing, and yeah, we'll be able to push this thing all the way up. We might remove the filler on top, and along with the 3 bungs over there, just to get this thing all the way up to the top, because it's not really much thing that needs to go onto that thing. I'm thinking about moving the fuel filler all the way, like probably to this front half of it, just so we can go up and around this bar in this area, just to re-meet the original. And poof, we have the fuel cell up in here. We got this thing way high. The transmission is probably about like here. This thing is all the way up in here. Pretty good, pretty good. So, like I said, it is going to be further back just a little bit, simply because it has no hump, but it shouldn't be too much of a problem. Yeah, honestly, just a little bit of trimming, make that flat, make this flat a little bit. It can go directly up against this wall and push over. This is not too bad. So it is back probably about 4 or 5 inches and over a lot, simply because this is not the same length as that one over there. That the other one stretches the full I guess footprint of this trunk, but this one is a little bit over. So being that said, I'm not going to put it directly in the center, because it's not a drift car, it's a track car slash hill climb car. Well, hill climb slash track car. So I'm looking to put the fuel cell more over to the left side to offset my driver's seat weight. So that's actually not too bad, but overall it's looking pretty good. Like I said, we're going to shave this area, push it up against the wall. Probably going to make a tab here, 2 tabs here, maybe a strap that goes from here all the way to that bar right there. Yeah, and then possibly find a strap, or no, build a bracket, make it bracket off of here. I'm gonna have to watch it, because I'm thinking about putting my fuel pumps right here on this wall, which that would like nicely tuck it away and everything. Maybe I could put rubber grommets so you can feel it. You won't really feel it, but yeah. Let's start to mock a couple things up and get moving forward. Alright guys, fast forward in time here. Sorry about that, but the second I got home, I just wanted to get this thing in here. So, you can see the tabs that we welded. Boom, boom. This lip right here is actually very, very strong part of the car. So I do trust it. Up to here, you can see this is a little bit long. So you see it can bow a bit, but nothing that we can't fix. We can just get like a triangle made from there to there to strengthen this thing so it doesn't flex. And yeah, so basically the whole idea behind the tabs and then the through bolts were to basically be able to lay the gas tank on top of this frame. Now on top of this frame, I don't know if you can see, but already has OEM padding, which I might, you know, remove and add my own padding later. But basically, with the gas tank resting on the pads, it would mitigate vibration. So I basically took that concept and did it to all four. You can see there's no pads here yet, but I gave it enough room with the bolts so that we can actually put padding in between here. So the tank would essentially rest on the padding and then just be held in place with these bolts. We're not really gonna tighten them crazy amounts. I'm mostly gonna use one of those nylon locking nuts just so it doesn't back off, and you know, snug it down so it stays down. But mostly it's gonna be resting on these pads. So when I get those, I'll show you guys after that. But other than that, we're basically done. You can see this is the what do you call it, the vent. So I passed the vent up through here, and let's get up there and show you guys. So up here now, you can see this is the vent holes I made. Yeah, I kind of had to shove an AN line into an AN line. I was actually surprised that it worked so well, but it, you know, it's gonna work. So this, we're going to do this. The reason why I picked this line, because it actually goes the highest up. So that'd be like the best way to like vent out the fumes. This is the stock hose from the gas tank over there. And we're going to be making a, I guess, tubing from here all the way to the side. Right here, gonna enter into the side of the tank. We'll try and keep it as high up as we can, but you know, it's gonna enter through right here. So this is basically a 15-gallon fuel cell. I know it's kind of funny because the title of the video or whatever, I don't know why I'm gonna title this yet, but I was told this is a 17-gallon fuel cell, and I don't know where they got their measurements from, but we measured it and it actually equates to 15 gallons. So that's actually pretty weird. So 15 gallons, a gallon of gasoline is like about 6 pounds. So that with 15 is about 90 pounds. And I'm trying to put my whole body weight on this thing, and this thing is not moving at all. Minus the little, you know, bowing at the top, but that we can fix. But this thing is solid. It is not going anywhere. It's literally a part of the chassis as of now without the padding. So this thing is, I'm pretty confident in this thing. Pretty confident in this thing. And now I'm standing on it. I weigh about 165 pounds and we are solid. Again, the bowing in the front, we can fix that. But let me get off before we start to bend this thing too much. So that thing is pretty solid. Very confident in that. Like I said, 2 more things to be done. You can see the hosing from here. We're gonna go right to the side here. And then you can see the little sump that we made. Probably added about half a gallon here. Still need to get this bung welded on. I wasn't 100% sure if I wanted 1 or 2 yet. I think 1 would be fine. These are 8 so it's pretty big. I can always upgrade to a 10 later on, but boom, guys, our custom fuel cell is finally complete. It's just roughly thrown in here for right now because I got a bunch of things else going on. Sorry for the long delay in the videos, but don't lose faith. We are moving. So big thanks to Static Coating for powder coating this custom fuel cell for us. You can see this thing is like nice and pretty durable. I scratched it up a few times and it's actually pretty strong. I don't know if I showed this, but my new mount for my double fuel pump setup, so that's also amazing. Just gotta shorten up this line and connect it right to this 10 AM. Soon to come is a custom made drive shaft and a complete tubular rear end. Not to mention, to go with that rear end, we're also going to do a cantilever setup. I'm pretty sure I showed the cantilever setup before, but yeah, I've been extremely like busy just working on those 3 things, just trying to get those out. And honestly, I completely forgot about the fuel cell because this is, after it's done, it became super simple, so I didn't really care about it so much. Kind of forgot about this thing, not gonna hold you, but like I said before, big thanks to Static Coating for powder coating this nicely. I don't even know what color this is. It's one of the prismatic powders, black, but yeah, this is very nice powder coat. So with all that being said, I want to get back to work on the more fun things. Not to, you know, I'll say this wasn't fun, but that's gonna be super fun. So yeah, don't forget to head on over to Unsystematic.co, get all your Unsystematic needs situated. Don't forget to comment, rate, and subscribe. Never forget, never stop modifying.